Hi folks, Ray from Hillwinter Music here. I just want to show you guys quickly. I'm working on a preset on the Fractal Audio FM9. It's a preset replicating a Gallien Krueger 2001 RB bass amp. I desperately want Fractal to add this amp to the lineup, but until they do, I figure this is the next best thing. Now, let me see here. So I have a preset set up here. I've got a compressor at the beginning. I've got a bass loop set up, just playing open notes on the E string. And you'll see I have the amp block here. That's what I'm using to model the real amp. And you'll see I also have the real amp patched in. I'm using output 3. And then it comes back in, it bypasses the amp block and comes back in to input 3. So I can switch input 3 on and off to switch back and forth between the real amp and the amp I'm modeling. Now have a listen to how accurately I've been able to make this preset sound. I'm pretty excited about this. This is just the bass loop I'm going to use, and this is the sound of the amp model. And now I'm going to switch in the real amp, and just so you know, the real amp has flat settings all the way across. Everything's at 12 o'clock. Now I'm going to switch back to the amp model. Can't hear much difference there. I'm pretty excited about this one. The only differences I would point out is there might be a slight difference in volume. I don't think there is, but the amp model in the Fractal is a little less compressed. It's definitely less compressed. Now I understand why that is. The real GK 2001 RB has the give technology, that boost feature that comes after the EQ section. Now on the DI output that I'm using to capture the amp and run it into the Fractal, you can't bypass that. So no matter what, it's getting a little bit of grit from that boost control. So that would compress it a little. Now to replicate the boost control in Fractal land, I am doing that in the cab block, and I'm using preamp saturation for that. I'm using the FET type because that's what it is in the amp. It's a field effect transistor they're using to add a bit of grit before the power amp with the boost control. So I had that dialed in here. Now, any difference you could hear before between the two will be, if you could hear any, I think I could hear a little, it will be completely gone with the cab block engaged when you're listening through a cab. So have a listen to this quick. I'm going to start with the Fractal again and then move to the GK. All right, now switching to the real amp. And back again. I'm super excited about this one. I want this amp so bad in Fractal land. I mean, that's why I own one aside from the FM9, but it's really heavy. I prefer just being able to pack around the FM9 whenever I play places. So this is a lot better. Guys at Fractal, you've done at least one solid state amp. Please consider doing another one. In the meantime, though, I hope you all enjoy this preset. I've done a couple other updates to it too. for the new firmware. The only other big update I've done to it is on the speaker page. I'm just using a totally flat response. Resistive load is the option. And that's because after a lot more research, I realized that speaker impedance curves don't really have much to do with Class G, Class H power amplifiers, which is what the RB series of heads is. It'll affect it a little, but not much to model it the way Fractal does. So just flat response across the top, and that's the most accurate we can get it here in Fractal land for now. Unless they update some stuff in the future. But I'm pretty happy with this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thanks so much.